You've just tuned into another episode.
The Real Recognize Real podcast. So we're back here at the Good Bar in Long Beach with another episode, Real Recognize Real podcast. Our guest today, young Dack Janiels.
OG triple.
Yes, sir. So first things first, how did you come about with that name?
I worked at a skate shop, and we had like a little file cabinet on the front desk, and I always kept a flask of Dack Janiels in it. And then you remember when like Instagram came about, like how much skateboarding like influenced Instagram, and everyone had like a funny name.
Yeah.
I think I seen like Mike Carroll's was like Furry Calamari, and I was like, I gotta come up with a dope one.
Yeah.
So Dack Janiels was born out of that.
Nice.
Even
That's a
though
good name, man.
Yeah.
That shit's catchy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man. Every time I see Jack Daniels, I think of you. That shit's good.
A lot of people said I've ruined it for him because I just mix it up every time now.
They just say that.
That's what's up. Oh, yeah.
So you've been busy out there doing some big shows lately?
Yeah, hectic.
Yeah,
Damn,
fuck yeah.
man.
What's the biggest one like lately?
So I just came off doing EDC and Hard Summer just at the beginning of this month.
Okay.
And I think that was one of the biggest sets to date.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
How many people were at that one?
10, 20,000 people.
Damn.
Sea of people. You know?
That shit must feel electric, man.
It's weird, man. Like I almost get more nervous when like I play like a 500 to 1,000 cap venue.
Yeah.
And like I'm face to face with someone.
Yeah.
And I can see someone if they're like not vibing. But it's almost like you almost get disoriented when you're up there and you just look out because you can barely see a face. You know what I mean? So just get lost in my little world.
Damn, man, that's sick. How does that work? So you get on stage, you just start mixing your shit, right? And then fucking crowd goes dumb crazy.
Yeah. Well, now it's at the point now where like I pre-plan to an extent, like, you know, a third of my set's my own original music, another third's unreleased stuff that no one's heard, and then another third's like familiar stuff. But like I do spend the time planning it now, so it's almost like it's like a performance at that point. So it's everything's dialed in, and then there's no mistakes. I think I just owe it to the audience at that point, rather than just going in blind and freestyling. You know?
Yeah. Damn, man, that's sick. What's the groupies like?
It's hectic, man. I've been with my girl for 6 years now.
Oh, she must hate it.
So, fortunately, though, I think that like a lot of them have been deterred over the years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just if you put yourself out there, and like in certain ways or like in a certain light, you know what I mean? Then they're like more beckoning to come. Yeah. But to be honest, dude, like a lot of fans in this music are like producers, and it's often it's really male dominated though. So as much as you'll have the girls who are like, you're so cute, you're so I love your shit, I love your music. You'll also have the dudes who are like, you're my idol and you got me through, and that's like the best thing I can hear. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah.
So you produce all your own music and shit? Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Sick.
So DJ and producer?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I actually started with production first.
Okay.
Got my feet in the ground, and once other DJs started playing out my tunes, that's when I really was like, okay, I want to start going into the performance aspect more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And then so you got a whole like crew, like the 40-ounce Colt little squad.
Yeah, man.
You guys are all doing your shit. Oh yeah, yep. Shout out. You guys are all doing your shit.
Trying, man.
So who does it consist of? It's like you.
So we got myself. We've got Hami.
Yeah.
Eric Hamamoto. We got my sister Taylor. She has my Wednesday. Yeah. Shout out Eric. Shout out Taylor.
Shout out Taylor. Yep.
We've got Kevin Romar. Which is rad. You know, that was something I wanted to do from the start, was to diversify it, not make it 100% music oriented or 100% skate clothing oriented.
Yeah, that's a good move.
And honestly, seeing like Shake Giant when Flip was there back in the day was something that really influenced me to make something that was a little more beyond than just one aspect.
Different lanes and shit.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah, man. How'd you meet Flip?
Fuck, dude. I was 14?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You were saying today you've been known each other for 11 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Decade and some change.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
but
yes,
So I remember the skate shop I worked at didn't carry anything from Baker Boys.
Yeah.
And I like cold emailed you.
Yeah.
Asking for like a pricing sheet or something like that. But I remember you sent me a shirt.
Yeah.
Lived on my back for like months. And then you invited me to Lizard's shoe premiere.
Yeah.
down at Footsie's. And I remember my dad, I flew down with my dad to LA to go to that, and I met the whole crew.
Master Chung.
Shout out Master Chung. My dad's like the most supportive dude ever.
I heard he was a legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
And then at the time he was throwing like all the boxing events at the Playboy Mansion.
Dang. Oh yeah, Flip told me some stories about that.
And I was like, dude, like why would I not invite like all these guys? Like, you know what I mean?
I missed that train, goddammit. I just used to talk so much about it. I'm like,
we would all been back, dude.
It was a limo, not a train.
yeah.
But it's a trip, dude. It's like it was like such a
You were
weird
14 running around in Playboy Mansion?
14 years old, dude.
Jesus.
I think the first time I went was like I was probably like 12 or 13.
What were you thinking at that age?
Dude, it wasn't even like I was looking around like, oh, titties, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
I was more so like just blown away by like
The animals and shit?
the animals, the allure, but like where you're at, you know what I mean? Like,
Damn. Wow, man.
Wow.
but being able to bring like bosses like you,
Yeah.
Lizard, Shane Heil,
Yeah.
over there back in the day, Herm,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that to me was really cool seeing all of them out of their element,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
but
like,
thriving. You know what I mean?
that was my favorite thing. It was like, because like hanging out with you, you were like fanning out on everybody, like holy shit, like fucking that's Herm Dog, that's Lizard King. And I was like, I don't know if I could kick it with this kid. He's kind of young and just like super fan.
Yeah.
And then fucking we get to the Playboy Mansion, and he was like, you're like a fish to water. You're just smacking bitches on the ass. You're like, let's go get a cigar.
Yeah.
The fucking cigar guy was like, dinner.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking 14. I was just like, I love this kid.
Well, it's weird, man. Like even in music, I found that like of course there's guys that I look up to like Wayne or like you know some of the EDM guys like the OGs of dubstep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, like I never like would fan out on, like on celebrities. Like my dad worked for the Niners too growing up.
Yeah.
Like my godfather's a pro football player, and just like never really like was like. I never like freaked out. Like to me, it was like, oh, it's their job, like whatever. But with skateboarding, it's like because I was, you know, skated to this day, you know, now like running on 20 years plus skating. I think that like seeing people, like meeting Lizard for the first time, he was a much more, and you for the first, you know what I mean? It was much more like exciting for me because this is like what I wanted to do my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
No, it's crazy, like watching like people that you used to be like, oh my god, and then all of a sudden like that's just my friend.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Literally. Bro, like to date, dude, like one of my favorite video parts is yours. The one that's all unedited.
Thank you.
Literally listening to the song on the drive.
The re-edit for Shake Joint, the original.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that shit.
But
We
like,
talked about
see-
that last time, that figgy front flip.
Yeah.
The backside 180, bro, over the overpass to date. One of my favorite clips of all time.
Yeah, that shit's
He goes
fire.
like, you gotta wait for cars to come, so it looks extra sketchy.
Yeah, right, you didn't wait on.
No, I did.
Oh, okay. I remember telling you to wait one time you were about to jump off the bridge. We were jumping
that's
off,
different.
off the 2nd Street Bridge. I was like, fool, wait. Like, there might be a boat. He looked at me so mad, like, fuck you. Like, oh, shit.
Sent it.
Dude, the footage
Full
is so
sent it,
crazy.
yeah.
Dude. He just like,
I don't think I've ever been with you when
actually,
you've done a
he flipped
gainer.
over backwards over the rail.
Yeah, the
Just like,
gainer.
bah. No, he just ran up to the rail, like the rail
Like
on the side of him,
like
and
side.
he just dived over it.
I
backwards.
can't do that, dude. It's so hectic.
Yeah, man, he's
I like
crazy.
I've never even stage dived.
What?
Scary, dude. So like my biggest fear, bro, in performing, like besides like having like a show where I go on stage and everyone just immediately starts booing, is like doing a stage dive and having just
Man,
not
I want to
getting
go to one of your
caught.
shows. Let me do it for you. I'll do it
Okay,
for
for
you.
sure. It's 100% deal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man.
So you're from San Francisco originally?
Born and raised.
Okay.
Oh, word.
Okay. So would you consider yourself an LA-based or San Francisco-based DJ?
Like if you're out of town, somebody say, where you from? Where you say you from?
I say I'm from LA.
Right.
Just because I've been here now like 7 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every time I go home, there's like it's like more unfamiliar shit around me.
Yeah, I feel that.
I love San Francisco. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Best city in the world, skateboarding, like whatever. You know what I mean? But like
for
San Francisco
days.
goes.
a lot of people don't understand that San Francisco is 7 miles by 7 miles. So like, there, like once you've done it, like you know what I mean, like you're been there, done that after
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah,
years, you
yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
I still got mad love for the city. You know,
Hell yeah, man. That shit's expensive up there, man.
Fuck
I
yeah.
can't afford to even live by my folks no more. You know what I mean? So
Fuck yeah. I almost forgot.
So how long you been in the music game?
so I started probably like 16. I started
16?
like
Okay.
dicking around, like trying to make music or like even just DJing. I think I was like making like mashups, like mixing one song with the other one on the decks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And trying to find cool blends.
Yeah, man.
And then like literally myself, Eric, and Taylor were like so into electronic music. Like every time I come visit LA, Hami was like, playing, you know, mixing on the
I
tractor in
remember
his
like going
room.
up to his house and he'd be going off at like 3 in the morning.
It was the dubstep cave, bro, all night.
I used to live underneath and just be like,
I know.
I got work in the morning. He's got dress shoes on, like,
Yeah, I always got the tight soles on.
Yeah, the hard bottoms.
But it was cool, man. Like, I think that like that really made me fall in love with the idea of like, oh, dude, DJing with friends, like, you know what I mean? And the fact that we did 40 Ounce Colt all together, like, really goes to show how much like all of us fell in love with the music.
You guys are so diverse too. Like, you guys each bring something to the table.
For sure.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
It's like
So
you
it
guys are
works.
like fucking Captain Planet or some shit. Earth, water, wind, fire. Shit's sick, dude. It's fun to watch from the distance. I'm just like, damn, these fools are killing it.
Well, it's weird to me, man, because it's like we wanted to do something different than anyone else and bring authentic skateboarding to EDM and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, you guys remember, like, electronic music and skateboarding just did not mesh.
Nah, they did. Now that
Like,
shit
what the
hits.
fuck is this shit? Yeah. You know what I mean? You look at the LE video, like how groundbreaking that was in terms of soundtrack too. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do something different, man. Like, I grew up Chad Musko's an idol, and like kind of following the footsteps of that. You know?
Legend, yeah, he's a fucking god. Damn, man, that's sick.
Well, yeah. So, as far as like traveling and doing shows, what's your favorite city?
Montreal, 100%.
Oh, back Montreal. You hit the strip clubs?
Dude, I've heard it's the best strip club city in the world.
You hit Eddie Murphy off top, man.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Like, I met this girl on the fucking airplane, and she was like, oh, you want to hang out? I'm only in town for one night. And then she's going to Germany. She's like some ballet dancer. And I was like, yeah, let's kick it when we get like into town.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, I got to check into my hotel. I'm like, yeah, me too. And then hit her up. She's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, like, you live here, like, show me around. And so we went to, like, some lookout point and started just kind of, like...
Mount Royal?
I'm not sure, but probably.
Yeah.
And so just, like, overlooking the whole city, and just, like, kind of started just, like, grabbing on her a little bit, shit like that. Like, puppet master. And then...
I gotta tell you this story, man. I'll tell you after. Go ahead.
And then, she's like, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's cool. What do you feel like doing? She's like, I don't know. I was like, my friends are at the strip club, and she's like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. And so she spoke French. We get there, she pays for everything. Like entry, lap dances, drinks.
Dope.
And she was like, man, I would show any of these bitches how to do this shit. Like, they don't know anything. And I was like, word? And she was like, yeah, if you want, we could take one back to the hotel with us. Like, and I was just like,
what is this mystery?
everybody was tripping.
The angel of Montreal.
They need to clone that bitch and get her around all over the place.
That's one of the Montreal ones that Herm in the room when I brought that up.
Oh yeah.
Where he has to do that.
Shaking his head, man.
Fucking dick, trying to sleep.
Oh, you brought back while Herm was sleeping?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. With the two beds and shit like that. So he just wakes up and just like, and they had like a living room, so he went out and just slept on the couch, but just dragging his fucking comforter out and his pillow, like, and I just hear him fucking dick.
Hell yeah. He's laughing about it now, though. So.
Yeah.
Well, now they got legal weed in Canada. Okay. Every time I go there, I bring my girl, and we take like a week off, and like, I just chill up there. Just because like,
it's a fucking dope
it's like the dubstep hub of North America for sure, without a doubt. Besides like LA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny though, you go around there, the skateboarding scene's dope.
Yeah.
Great shopping, you know what I mean?
The whole fucking Montreal is just the best.
Yeah.
I've never been there, man.
We have to get you up there.
It's a trip though, because there's a language law where like all signage has to be in French first.
Oh, really?
Like to keep the French language alive there, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I remember my first time being there, like a couple of the places I walked into, like the bartender or whatever started immediately talking to me in French. I'm like, to my buddy, like, help.
Damn.
Yeah, nice.
So what about countries where their primary language isn't English? Do they still relate to the music the same? Even though they have lyrics and shit?
Yeah.
But like, they're just going off, right?
So like France, for example,
Yeah.
I've played Paris like 3 times, and every time I've gone there, one, I found that most of the fans of this music follow American artists, so they have some degree of knowledge of the English language.
Right.
But it's kind of universal, because a lot of artists, this genre of music started, or dubstep specifically, started in the UK.
Okay.
So by proxy, you know what I mean, it just kind of spread out to the European countries first.
Right.
Before, they're ahead of the curve always on us in terms of music.
Oh,
and then spread out to the States, you know what I mean? So for them, it's like, it's almost like they, in France, they feel like, this is originated out in Europe, so,
Okay. So what's like the formula? I don't know if you want to give that away or not, but like to mixing, do you just like find a hot song that you think is dope as fuck, and then find another dope song?
For DJing specifically?
Yeah, like to mix your shit. Like
yeah,
you use a lot of like I think you, from what I remember, you use a lot of like rap like bites.
Yeah, for
rap
sure.
songs and shit, and then fucking. So is there like a favorite artist you use like mostly, or is just
So for a long time, I was going through like 3-6. Dirty South rap, Andre Nicotina, trying to find all these bites from guys like that that I grew up listening to.
Right.
As my music tastes have grown now, like there's a couple guys. There's one artist named Zilla Kami right now, who like is a big inspiration, and I kind of like have been going in the more aggressive rap style. But in terms of mixing and stuff, man, it's like as much as it's trial and error. Now the software is so good. We're like. Electronic music, or bass music and dubstep specifically, like 90% of it's falling within the keys of D sharp, E, F, F sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the software that I use to DJ and get my sets ready, like says the key of each song.
Yeah.
So by then I can like kind of sort out like, oh, these are all in F, that scale of F minor.
Yeah.
So then all those should be able to mix into each other, like, and not sound too off.
Right.
And I went into this shit, bro, like with no music theory knowledge. I played guitar, self-taught off tabs for years, but you don't know like G notes and like, you know what I mean? You don't know like your scales. So it's like half trial and error, and then half like just utilizing the software. But I don't use a computer when I play. Like when I play,
how do you do it?
So like the decks that I use are called CDJs.
Are those ones that you brought to like
yes.
G-Co's birthday?
To G-Co's birthday, yes.
Okay.
The big old, the big body.
Yeah.
And they're so archaic, bro. They're like so overpriced for what they are, but like they're the industry standard. But they have a USB port.
Okay.
And I literally like bounce my live set, a couple hundred songs on a USB stick, pop it in.
Yeah.
But I'm like paranoid, so I keep like 10 in my backpack. You know what I mean? Just in case any issue.
Happens,
Spill beer on them, get blunt ash
Stay
on
ready,
one.
get ready. Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
So I've heard you call your music trap step.
Yeah, that was one back in the day.
That's pretty hard.
Well, dude, it's like, to me, it's like, there's like, I think when I was calling it that back in the day, it was like, I wanted to be that blend between the guys who listen to rap, who had never heard EDM, to like hear one Dack Janiels song and be like, oh, like, I could be on board with this.
Yeah.
So appealing to that, you know what I mean? And like, and trying to appeal to both sides, I think was a really big goal of mine early on. Just really more than anything, just to like not exclude anyone. You know what I mean? Like I don't want my music to scare people off,
Right. So you got like a pretty core like fan base, right? Like people like show up on the regs.
Well, that's the thing.
Pop up to their town and shit, right?
With the festival, when random towns, that's what trips me out more than anything.
Yeah.
Going to play like, I played like North Dakota festivals there. Like, I just did a Kansas City show a couple months ago, and like, you see the guys who, when you return to the cities, come back every time. You'll be wearing the merch and shit like that. It's just, it's literally a trip, bro. Like,
what's like the coolest thing that somebody's like fan-wise that ever said to you? One of the coolest, or gift. They give you gifts sometimes
for
too,
sure, bro.
What's like one of the coolest things that you?
So I had one guy. I've gotten a couple of them now, but I've had one dude who like laser etched me a skate deck. He told me he didn't even skate. He was like, dude, I had to figure out how to do this. Like, with the curves of the concave on the board too, it's a little hard to like laser etch. Yeah. So I think in terms of gift, like stuff like that always like trips me out because like, I never expect that from people. And at the end of the day, I'm just thankful that guys are like down to pay a ticket fee and like see me live. That like more than anything trips me out. But the nicest thing I've ever heard from guys are like, you're the reason why I started to make music, which is like the best thing ever. Teaching is a really big passion of mine too, and I love being able to like inspire that way. And then just people have told me their music's got them out of a dark time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That must feel great, man.
That's super cool. To me, it's like, when you're writing a song, you don't think about that. You know what I mean? You're thinking about like
sounds.
Everything else sounds, the melody. You're like, oh, will this hit in the club? You know? Yeah. Or what mood am I in? If I'm pissed off as fuck and like if I'm gonna make something aggressive, or if I'm like in a really dope mood, I'm gonna make a happy beat or whatever. Yeah. But like when you hear someone's like, oh, your music got me through this rough time, my chick, bailed on me and like I missed my rent or whatever like that, just for a random example. Yeah. It's cool,
That's tight, man. That must feel fucking great.
So fucking, when you go do shows in Germany, because where do you go, Munich?
I never played Germany.
No?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Was it? I thought you played Berlin or some shit over there.
No, I played Belgium. I just played Antwerp like 6 months ago. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So is it, for the most part, is it like festivals, or do you do like venues more often?
So in the States, I find that it's more like, it depends on time of year. Like, so now we're nearing the edge of festival season.
Yeah.
As we go into the fall, it's going to be mostly nightclub gigs. I have like a 12-stop tour with my boy Dubloads in October.
Yeah.
And all of those are like nightclub, bigger venues. But like, when I say venue, like, you know, it can vary, like 750 to like, you know, a couple thousand.
Okay.
But then I feel like for like a lot of the overseas stuff, it's more, if it's not like a festival, it's like a big event, one-night event. So the one I played in Belgium was called Night Grinders.
Yeah.
We landed at like 8 p.m. I played like 4 to 5 in the morning. Shit goes all night.
Yeah.
And then like flew home at like 8 a.m.
Damn.
In and out.
It's like sweet. Loved Belgium. You know what I mean? No, I did love Belgium, but like, it's funny because you're like, dude, I was here for like 7 hours. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. A long ass flight and just still there for 7 hours. The flight's longer than.
Yeah, I flew more than anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was with homies on that one, so we like just turned into a party. We just drank.
For the most part, do you did by yourself? Like.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and that's the life of a touring musician. I feel like solo early on, and like as you're progressing, there's a lot of shows you're playing where you're just like, you know, solo crashing at the end of the night.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah, me, myself, and I, ears ringing.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you get like this leverage where like somebody puts you on the card and you be like, can I bring fucking squad?
For sure. I mean, I have a list I can bring on shows.
Yeah.
But like, that's something with the 40-ounce takeover shows we've been doing that like was the goal.
Yeah.
I always wanted to put my friends on. I always wanted to put my sister on.
What a G.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's the goal.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
sir.
So like,
Yes, sir.
the second I started getting 40-ounce takeover shows, it's immediately like, okay, who do you want on it? Romar, Hami, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Boom.
Then now that we've had the label, we've done like almost 100 releases on the label.
Yeah.
From various artists all over the world. Now it's like, okay, sick. We can be region specific. Oh, we have a Reno one. We have an artist named Comatech we just signed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pitch him for the Reno show.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
And by doing it and having a diverse profile, for me and like in my head, it's like, dude, wherever we do a takeover now, there should be someone around there, hopefully, and like to rep, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Damn, that's dope.
That's tight.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, so you
man.
did a tour in Australia.
Yeah.
How was that? You did Perth, fucking Sydney, Melbourne?
That was the first one.
That was the first
And then
one.
the second tour I did 7 or 8 stops, but like, so like I did Brisbane and then I did Gold Coast, but they're like an hour away from each other.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like those 2 stop, like, what was that? I did Melbourne and then I did some city another hour away.
Yeah.
I love Australia from the bottom of my heart.
Same.
I'll tell you 2 things though. One, I've told everyone, it's just like when you grow up in California, dude, you smoke good weed.
Yeah.
You go to Australia, bro.
Yeah.
No offense to my Australian gang, but oh my god, dude, it's like I gotta prepare myself before I leave home. I'm like, all right, Tanner, don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
You know,
what I mean?
you know what's the move? You know what you should do? Is you get fucking tobacco, right? You smoke spliffs?
Yeah.
So get rolling tobacco, right? Grind the weed up
Okay.
and put it in the rolling tobacco. Like the rolling tobacco packs, like a fucking pack of spirits or bugle or
Yeah,
whatever. And put the weed in there and then fucking close that shit up, put it in your luggage. When you get there, then I go check it.
So this is my second point about Australia. This is actually something a story I've never told publicly before. So my last tour to Australia, I get to customs, and they must have had it out for me, or maybe they saw that I got arrested back in the day or something.
Yeah.
Which they shouldn't have, because my arrest got expunged or whatever.
Yeah.
But I get there, and they're like, so whenever I go through Australia, they grill you, because they're like, why the fuck are you here? And I'm like, I have a DJ visa. And they're like, they're like calling the people on the number, like making, they make damn sure.
Yeah.
So the guy like does like this quick little like swab thing on my bag on the outside of a brand new duffel bag that I got just to put my clothes in. And he comes back and he goes, we found residue.
Residue.
Powdered drug residue. And I look at this guy and I'm like, so I start playing, I go,
Why are they leaving powder on your bag?
well, it's weird because I bought the bag the day before and I had the receipt from the bag and I'm like,
Which bag?
I'm like, dude, if anything, my backpack that I had on my bag should have had like weed residue and they would have got me on that. But the fact that they did the other bag, I know for a fact that they just lied to to try to search me and like get me on something. They go through my entire phone, bro. They're like searching up like names of drugs on the phone, trying to catch me in my messages, go through all my photos.
That's how they move it, bro.
Yeah, it's hectic.
I got detained in a holding cell for like 3 hours, and they finally let me out. And they're like,
I wouldn't make it, man.
Yeah, it's fucking hectic. And it's what, it's $300 a
you
gram?
Dude, you have no rights at a customs.
Yeah.
It's not a country.
Yeah.
You're not in Australia. You're not in the States. Like, they can literally do whatever. So they're just holding me. They keep coming in every hour, like, do you have any information for us? I'm like, no. Like, why the fuck would I bring drugs to Australia on when I'm working?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I got this crazy one.
Yeah.
I went to go visit fucking Dustin for a while in Australia, in Melbourne.
yeah.
And so I flew into Sydney and then flew from Sydney to Melbourne. Get picked up by him, and then like getting all settled in, and then like getting all fucking dressed up to go out. Like I'm outside, got a fucking smoking jacket and shit like that, like a dope Vulcan one.
Yeah.
Button up. We're just looking clean, going to get a nice steak dinner. And so fucking, we're in the elevator going down to the lobby at his fucking apartment, and I'm just like going through my pockets, and I reach in this fucking the inside pocket, and it's just, oh shit. Like, fucking straight bag. I was just like, no. It doesn't, like, it's all mirrors on the walls in his elevator, and he just sees the reflection, he goes, what? And I was like, I'll tell you later.
It happens to me in TSA just for like domestic flights all the time. Like, I'll finish a show and someone's giving me a blunt at the show or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'll get onto the plane and like be like trying to get my headphones out or something and be like, oh, that is weed and I'm in Texas right now where weed's a felony. I'm like, damn, dude, like getting caught up in the airport is like the worst thing you could have.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
But it's weird that like shit flies.
Yeah.
All the time. They miss like half the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't catch all of it.
Nah, not at all.
There's so much shit going on. Hell yeah, man. So, Tanner, let everybody know how they can find you.
You can catch me on at Dack Janiels on Instagram, my SoundCloud.com/Dack Janiels, and DackJanielsmusic.com from all my tour dates and my merch and my music. Get buck.
Word. And then do you have like a Spotify or anything?
Yeah,
like
Spotify
that?
is just Dack Janiels as well.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah, man. It's been a pleasure to have you.
My G's. Thank you guys so much.
Fucking love you.
Always, dude.
Fuck yeah.
It's crazy I've known you guys for this long now, dude. Like, you know?
I remember when I first met you, you were so baby. But he knew you way longer. When I first met you,
You're like, who is this kid? Yeah.
You still got like a baby face too, so man.
But it's weird, man, being like 25 now and like. When I thought about it, I was like, damn, dude, like I met Flip when I was 14. It's been 11
Damn, I
years.
was 24 kicking it with a 14-year-old.
No, dude, that's why now when I see the young guys who like are killing it with music, I always have my
Show love.
I have to show love, and I always look back to, you know, sometimes you get annoyed like, why is this kid acting like this? And I just think back to you and Eric, and you, Marcus, and everyone who's like treated me with respect back then and like gave me a chance.
Same clean though, man. You
Yeah.
wasn't like annoying or nothing.
Yeah.
I tried.
I tried.
We tried.
Well, word, hell yeah. Thanks for fucking coming down. Pleasure
Thank
having
you
me.
guys.
And then we'll have to do another episode sometime soon after some shows.
Yeah, dude, with the whole 40-ounce gang.
Yeah, let's do a 40-ounce one.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Listen to the greatest podcast in the world. Real, recognize real.
Thank you.